This is News Hour on Ifako Radio. Good morning, I'm Olanireti Ololade. The major headlines. Trump's threats. FG engaged diplomats. Rallies military commanders. I predicted mass US visa. Green card revocations. Shoyinka. Senate okays 14-year jail term for sexual harassment. Stop exporting crude. OPEC tells Nigerian producers. Sports. Phoenix berates NFF's critics over FIFA grants. UCL. Osimhen's hat-trick for Galatasaray sinks Ajax. Entertainment. I've been hallucinating, bedridden for over 2 years. Veteran musician Daddy Fresh laments prolonged illness. I'll fight for my children. Regina Daniels breaks silence on marriage crisis. News in detail. Trump's threats. FG engages diplomats, rallies military commanders. The federal government on Wednesday held a meeting with members of the diplomatic corps in Abuja, where it addressed the allegations of religious persecutions in Nigeria and also rejected the United States designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern, insisting that the country didn't target any group on the basis of faith. Speaking at the diplomatic briefing in Abuja, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Noma Ahmed, stated that claims of religious persecution misrepresented the country's legal and social framework. Ahmed said Nigeria's national laws were religion neutral and designed to protect all communities equally. He emphasized that there was no offense of blasphemy in the national legal framework, adding that Sharia's law applicable in some northern states applied only to Muslims and operated under the supervision of the secular judicial system. Christians and Muslim institutions continue to operate freely, promoting peaceful coexistence, he said. I predicted mass US visa green card revocations, Shoyinka. Nobel laureate Professor Wole Shoyinka has said he predicted mass revocation of visas and green cards by the United States government. In an interview published by BBC News Pidgin on Facebook on Wednesday, the world acclaimed writer, whose visa was recently revoked by the US, said he knew that once Donald Trump got into office as president, the first thing he would do is to cancel even the green cards. Shoyinka said, "This is a petty-minded dictator. You see how he deals with objects of hate. We saw that dark side of the American side. There were more killings, extrajudicial killings by the police of black people, of minorities during the build-up, during the campaign, and on account of the hate rhetoric of this individual. I saw it and I said it. Listen very carefully, and you can go and check this. I said it. When that man comes to power, the first thing he will do is cancel even the green cards." Senate okays 14-year jail term for sexual harassment. The Senate yesterday passed the bill prescribing up to 14 years imprisonment for lecturers and other educators convicted of sexually harassing students in tertiary institutions across the country. The concurrent bill, titled Sexual Harassment of Students, Prevention and Prohibition Bill 2025, seeks to curb a persistent pattern of exploitation in Nigerian campuses, where students, especially women, are coerced into sexual relationships in exchange for grades, admission, and other academic favors. The bill, presented for concurrence by the Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, established clear legal standards to punish offenders and protect students from all forms of sexual misconduct in schools. Stop exporting crude. OPEC tells Nigerian producers. The chairman of OPEC Board of Governors for 2025 has called on Nigerian oil producers to prioritize domestic refining and value creation instead of exporting raw crude. Speaking on Wednesday at the Nigerian Association of Petroleum Explorationists pre-conference workshop in Lagos, Adeyemi Bere, who is also the Chief Executive Officer of First Exploration and Petroleum Development Company, said the country must move away from decades of crude exports and focus on retaining value within the local economy. He said, "We've been an oil and gas exporting country. We produced oil. Once there was oil, we put it in a tank and sent it abroad. 40 or 50 years later, people blame Shell and others. But I don't. There are businesses looking for feedstock for their industrialization. If you give it to them, they'll still take it." Adeyemi Bere argued that Nigeria had a responsibility to develop its energy resources locally and use them to drive industrial growth rather than depend on foreign markets. NNPC ability to feed Port Harcourt refinery's stranded power to grid. Genesis Energy Limited and Nigeria National Petroleum Company Limited have announced plans to supply excess power generated from the Port Harcourt Refinery Company to the national grid. The partnership unveiled during an official visit by the Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, to Genesis Energy's operational site within the Port Harcourt Refinery in Eleme, Rivers State, is aimed at improving grid stability, Nigeria's energy transition goals. Genesis Energy said in a statement that it operates the nation's largest licensed private off-grid clean power plant, an 84 megawatt facility that supplies sustainable energy to the Port Harcourt Refinery, which is currently dormant due to an ongoing technical review. Recall that the Power Minister had recently lamented that Nigeria had over 10,000 megawatts of power locked in idle plants across the nation. According to Adelabu, the Port Harcourt Refinery could only use 20 MW out of its current capacity, leaving out 60 MW stranded. My father left behind 20 houses, 30 children, Abba Kyari. Suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari on Wednesday told the Federal High Court in Abuja that several properties linked to him by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency belonged to his father and were jointly owned by his 30 siblings. Kyari, who opened his defense before Justice James Omotosho, said his late father left behind more than 20 houses in Maiduguri, Borno State. He added that some of the properties were sold to fund his father's medical bills before his death. He maintained that he could not have declared the properties in his asset form since he had not received his portion. Under cross-examination by NDLEA counsel, Sunday Joseph Kyari said, "My lord, I cannot put my interest about the property in the form because the 20 houses belong to my father and not me. If I get my percentage of share, I can put it, but until when I get my own percentage, all the properties left behind by my father belong to all his children and were about 30 in number." Lagos government begins enumeration of Olorade residents. Lagos government, through State Urban Renewal Agency, has begun second round enumeration of property owners with valid documents with the aim of compensating qualified owners of properties affected by Olorade regeneration. The exercise at Oloworo Palace, Olorade in Koshofe local government, is conducted by Lasura officials in charge of enumeration, led by General Manager Mr. Oladimeji Animashaun and his directors, chiefs, community leaders, CDA and CDC officials, civil society leaders, security agencies, and journalists. Residents who were not captured in the first round came out to take advantage to be eligible for compensation. Animashaun lauded residents for their huge turnout, noting that they were convinced of the state's sincerity after 79 residents in the first round got their compensation. He thanked Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for fulfilling his promise of compensation, saying, "Governor Sanwo-Olu must be lauded and appreciated for fulfilling his promise to compensate residents." Sports. Pinnick berates NFF's critics over FIFA grants. Former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, is troubled by the lingering calls for accountability in the management of funds and projects by the body, noting that the criticisms are not good for the country. The NFF is still under fire for its handling of funds received from FIFA, with football enthusiasts circulating claims via social media that the body misappropriated funds from the FIFA Forward 2.0 program for the construction of 2 mini stadiums, which were valued at $1.2 million each. Although the country's football governing body had since denied the claims, Pinnick, who was the president between 2014 to 2022 when the grants were allocated, has again come to the defense of the NFF and Nigerian sports institutions in general. We should stop maligning institutions in Nigeria. I'm just appealing because it doesn't make us look good on the international scene, Pinnick told Arise TV. UCL. Osimhen's hat-trick for Galatasaray since Ajax. Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen scored a second-half hat-trick to ensure a comfortable 3-0 away wins over hapless Ajax Amsterdam in the Champions League on Wednesday. 2 of the 3 goals came from the penalty spot at the Nigerian international, took his competition total this season to 6 with the Turkish club, moving up from 16th to 9th place in the standings with 9 points from 4 games. Ajax, who have been European champions 4 times, remain rooted at the bottom of the 36th team table without a point. Osimhen stooped to head home Leroy Saint's cross in the 59th minute to open the scoring and then tugged away a 66th minute penalty after a clumsy handball by defender Yuri Bass. Ajax gave way a second spot kick when Gerald Alders on his European debut inadvertently handled the ball in the box while trying to block a shot, with Osimhen stroking home the resultant penalty in the 78th minute. Ajax came closest to a goal after an error from Galatasaray's goalkeeper, Gurkan Kakir, allowed Mika Götze a shot at an empty net, but he missed out on the opportunity. Entertainment. I've been hallucinating, bedridden for over 2 years. Veteran musician that the Fresh laments prolonged illness. Nollywood actor and filmmaker Kunle Afod has sparked public concerns after sharing a video of veteran Nigerian musician Innocent Onyebuchi, popularly known as the Fresh, in the hospital, battling a prolonged illness. Afod posted a video on his Facebook page on Wednesday, showing the ailing star on a hospital bed. The actor's caption read that the Fresh must not die. One of Nigeria's finest artists is in a terrible condition. Dressed in a blue sleeveless top, the singer initially struggled to recognize Afod when he walked in. Oba, that the Fresh said faintly. It's Afod, Kunle Afod, the actor responded. Surprised that the Fresh asked, "Na lie, how you take no say I dey here? You are the last person I could think of. I was wondering if I was hallucinating again. Before now, there were times I looked for you, but didn't know how to get you. Afford, Abi na you God sent come." Explaining the condition of his health, and Fresh explained that he has been bedridden for over 2.5 years, adding that sickness has drained all his money. I'll fight for my children. Regina Daniels breaks silence on marriage crisis. Nollywood actress Regina Daniels has for the first time addressed the issues surrounding her marriage to Senator Ned Nwoko, saying she remains focused on her children and committed to defending her mother, Rita Daniels, amid growing social media criticism. The issue, which spiraled from a viral clip on October 18 to allegations of drug use and the alleged arrest of her family members, took a new turn on Wednesday when Daniels shared a video on Instagram opening up about her marriage, her mother, and her children. In an Instagram video, Daniels opened up about her struggles, family, and the toll recent controversies have taken on her peace of mind. The actress pleaded with Nigerians to stop attacking her mother, whom she described as her pillar and protector, and vowed to raise her sons with or without her husband's support. She revealed that her family initially opposed her marriage to Nwoko, but she went ahead because she was in love. Everyone said no. My mom warned me. My brothers were fighting, breaking bottles. I even went to the police station and said, "Arrest me. My family doesn't want me to marry the love of my life," she said. Daniels dismissed the long-standing claims that her mother forced her into the relationship for financial reasons, stressing that she had always supported her family even before marriage. Recap of the major headlines. Trump threats. FG engaged diplomats, rallies military commanders. I predicted mass US visa green card revocations. Shoyinka. Senate okays 14-year jail term for sexual harassment. Stop exporting crude, OPEC tells Nigerian producers. Sports. Phoenix berates NFF's critics over FIFA grants. UCL. Osimhen's hat-trick for Galatasaray sinks Ajax. Entertainment. I've been hallucinating, bedridden for over 2 years. Veteran musician that the Fresh laments prolonged illness. I'll fight for my children. Regina Daniels breaks silence on marriage crisis. Follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reports, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 091 2222 7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Do have a wonderful day. God bless Ifako.
Looking for reliable brand for import and export, logistics and cargo services, ticket booking, or general merchandising? At Divine and Grace Enterprises, they specialize in seamless global trade, efficient cargo handling, top-notch travel support, and trusted merchant services. Whether it's getting your goods across borders, booking a flight, or managing cargo with precision, they deliver with speed, reliability, and care. You can visit them at Nako Export Warehouse, International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos State, You can contact them on 0803 406 1483, 0817 287 4375, or email it divineandgraceenterprises@gmail.com. Divine and Grace Enterprise, your reliable brand for logistics and merchandise.